Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Tomb World Survival episode 71. Here is the goals that I have left over, and I'm coming to you in 1444p. So if you have a monitor that supports that, enjoy the added resolution. All right, so let's continue. Last episode we had a bit of a bitter breakup. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. I do have a lot of tips from you, but first I just wanted to. Yeah, what do I want to do? I want to look at the social to see how everybody's relationships are going. So, Agro and Kazumi are sort of falling apart from one another a little bit. As you can see, they're not as thick as thieves as they used to be. Poppy and Janes are over the moon. Stormy still likes Tony. Tony does not like Stormy at all. So of course, Tony is angry that he divorced him. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. 11 is making friends here, as is Acid. Acid might be a little bit too into Poppy, and it looks like I got a good old-fashioned too-deep infestation here. Oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, let's get defending against it. I'm probably going to end up wrecking a whole lot of my my base in the defense, but what am I to do? You know what? Actually, we could let's pull back a little bit further. I'm going to pull back so that I can have two brawlers on this. Usually these infestations aren't too numerous. So 11, I'm going to need you here. Let's keep this door open. And then we'll stack shooters behind. We have a lot of good guns, so a 2-deep infestation shouldn't honestly be that much of a challenge to this group. But I suppose time will tell. Let's get that spaz shotgun out here. Who is missing from the lineup? Stormy and Tony. I won't wipe them. They're okay. But Semph will join me. Alright, there's really not a lot of them. I'm mostly just concerned for the solar power panels, as I'd prefer not to lose one. So what I'm doing here is just messing with James, so he's not blasting the panels to death. Alright, and then we're going to have a bit of a bug cleanup problem, honestly, because there's going to be a whole lot of bugs that I just simply do not have space for. Now, of course, there is a chance to rescue a Spelliopy, and because I've already failed that one goal, I do obviously owe it to y'all. So let's unrestrict Acid. What is this? This is an old... Yeah, that's an old injury. Alright. We will go rest up a bit. And I think what I'll do is... Who is the best doctor of the people that are currently awake? Aggro, ironically. Alright, Aggro, you're going to go rescue one of these... not that one. Yeah, you're going to rescue the one that doesn't have any health issues. And I am going to put it here. So, yeah, let's try to do that. Oh, I can't rescue it, can I? I can carry it to cryo. Do I want to do that, though? Not really? What cryo? Oh, the cryo casket, the one that's really far away. Alright, so, yeah, maybe I won't really be able to tame these because they're hostile. And, yeah, there's not really a way to do it. But what I do need to do is to get this door closed at some point. So I'm going to start to move the bugs out of the doorway. I don't even care how we're moving it. Just move it a little bit. And let's see. This will be a stockpile for bug corpses. Obviously, it's already being used as such, but we'll stockpile them up. So, bug bodies. I sure do get a whole lot of bug bodies in this community, I gotta say. So what would this be? Animal, insect corpses, and then aggro ought to be able to haul on limited radiation, haul this, and there we go. The door will be closing. Alright, James is standing literally in the only roofed spot that he can repair this solar generator. I'm going to be rearming. Oh, we've got something that got back up. Oh, yep, the Spellopede that I wanted to recruit is up and active and now dead. I didn't even really realize that I had a turret there, because we hadn't actually hauled it to where it needs to be, and it just went active, walking around the base, made Cefalu flee. It's like, Cefalu, just chill, man. You're fine. Alright, I do need to add this turret to the home zone, and then I think we're good. Alright, how bad is your radiation's pretty bad. So I'm going to let you just mine, and then I'll take someone that doesn't have a lot of radiation. Aggro doesn't have a lot. You're going to repair these generators. This turret served a purpose. It kind of led them away briefly so that we weren't having any issues. Alright, well now that drama is over, let me go over some of the tips I received from all of you. So Rob Rose mentioned that I should check on this generator up here, making sure that the wires hadn't been cut from the tribal raid. That's always a good thought. Anytime I have attackers, they do like to set things on fire, but it does look like it is all connected, so that part is good. Terry Lynn said that I really ought to make some kibble because we're really, really low on it. That's a good point. I do believe that so we have a permanent make 200 kibble, and all normal corpses get butchered, and then all insect corpses get butchered when we have under 100 insect meat. So, yeah, we should always have kibble providing we have rice. As far as bed rest goes, yeah, acid, just relax. You need a rest. And then, Stargate and Turtle Sandwich mentioned that 11 has a missing toe. So if I do intend to heal her nose, I would need to wait for her to get a bionic leg, because otherwise I run the risk of repairing the wrong thing. You know, having a toe heal rather than the nose. So that's another good observation. Now, I believe the way that the Heal Mech Serum works is it sort of looks at top-down. Like, there's I guess, an order of operations of which, really any health conditions are called HEDFs. So which HEDF is the top one? I can't know which one is the top one for 11 without... likely it is the oldest injury that is the top one. So... the shield bash with a mace happened 13 days ago. And then the toe cut off, I don't know when that happened. It's probably older. Yeah, you could always dig through the save game file, but I do think that's cheating, so... I'll work on a bionic leg for her instead. We do have a quest for a reward as a Vanometric Power Cell. And we were hoping to get, I guess, someone's radiation really low so we could run and do that trade without, you know, running the risk of having been super irradiated. So I believe aggro is that volunteer so to speak. And then we were also mining out some of the inside mountain, as best we can, of course, to try to get a nice kill box going. But things are peaceful between brief moments of terribleness. So, oh yeah, that opinion is definitely degrading, even though they don't have anything to do and they're sort of hanging around. Now, a lot of people have mentioned that I could use this room as the farm, but I kind of like the farm here because, well, the chief reason is they don't generate filth. These animals have a filth rate, I think. Oop, another raid. Yeah, so they have a filth rate, which means on non-natural tiles, such as this one, they would constantly generate filth, and it would just be a lot more cleaning to do. Whereas on dirt, which they're currently on, they can't generate filth. Which is the reason why the pet zone doesn't even include this tile here, because that tile would allow filth to be generated. So we have a... Oh, this is not a raid. This is just a guy with a club that wants to die. And he's preparing a while? Oh boy. You are not going to be successful. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt to turn these on, just in case I'm not paying attention when he runs down there. Alright, my guess is this is not being mined out because it is not on a no radiation zone. And my suspicions are now confirmed. And then additionally, it wouldn't hurt to have this place be cleaned up a bit. I'm sure it will get bloody and messy and nasty, but for now, you know, we'll have it tidied up. Alright, Mr. Goka the Thicket, best of luck to you. You're shivering. You came so ill-prepared, it's ridiculous. You came in from the north, you weren't wearing warm clothing, and you prepared a while and got irradiated. I bet he dies right around here. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Oh yeah, he's getting closer than I thought. Will he make it to the turret? No, he will not. Bye-bye, friend. Have a nice afterlife. So Aggro now has made all of the advanced components we would need for that trade. Let's take a quick look at him. So he has a buildup of initial 6%. That's mightily low as far as standards go. Over at this tile, we do have some steel, but I probably want to send him with other steel. So let's get him to do the trade while I'm thinking about it and while we have the resources. So we will bring, I don't know, yeah, we'll bring a few meals. We'll bring 6 meals. A few extra components. We'll bring a lot of extra chem fuel, just in case I need it. And then the advanced components, because without that, there's no point in going. And then the... You know what? I'm going to do 2 trips. So the chem fuel and the components I will send separately. He's just going to go up there by himself. I'm going to have him bring the rundown marine armor and really any clothes that are bad, because he could just land on the tile and then instantly sell it. So these weapons are probably not worth much. The higher quality LMGs should be worth something. Alright, and then we're at max capacity, I suppose. We really don't have weight for anything else. Yep, that is indeed the case. Okay. So he's going to land directly on the tile and fulfill the trade order. And then what will end up happening is we will send another pod to then supply the outpost in order to get, you know, more supplies there for future runs. Alright, so filling up those pods. My rice... Okay, yeah, we did supply some extra rice, but I was going to say my rice is looking a little low. Alright, so we have Overhead Mountain. Now the plan is to mine everything out. I just don't want to become irradiated. So I'm just trying to be very careful about where we can mine easily, because once we start to mine places that will irradiate us, I'll be far more interested in doing that with a very skilled miner, like Aggro or Jane's, because everyone else will mine really, really slowly and get hyper irradiated while trying to do it, which is really not what I'm looking to do. And then anytime I add new zones like this, I'm going to also have to paint them with both radiation zones, which is daunting a little bit, but, you know, it's how we have to do. Alright, so I would say our food is... I mean, we're not low food yet, but it's definitely something I'll have to keep an eye on. So let's go visit. Build a backup pod. Really? Are we that low on beer? Oh, I suppose we're super low on beer. That means all of this cotton is about ready to grow. I'm going to plop down some hop in its place, and then do a little bit of psychoid. Alright, so we have an immobile caravan. Let's fulfill the trade order. And then we're going to have to sell everything that weighs a lot, because the vanometric is going to be quite heavy. Alright, so we have a carry capacity that is exactly perfect. So he is 5 meals, the vanometric power cell, and the silver, and he weighs the most that he would be able to weigh and still walk. So perfect. I'm glad that worked out. Let's pretend it was calculated and not that it was just luck. Nope, Jane's is starting to mine here. I suppose that's fine. Which is not going to leave a lot of mining tasks for anyone else. As you can see, if he's in light, he cuts through mountains like he's playing Minecraft or something. So the idea is to pretty much leave the overhead mountain intact and then build all of our defenses with the overhead mountain so that I can freely repair and maintain whatever defenses that we need without ever needing to step out and be harmed by mountain. Hired gun, you have a medical emergency, let's keep you inside. And I had an electrical fault, which has already sorted itself out at the outpost. That's good to see. It wouldn't hurt to build up our stockpile. Oh, you are on no radiation, and yet you're still running. I think, at this point, you're due for your own version of a shame corner. Hired gun. I hate to say it, but what you're doing right now does not look like no radiation. Or actually, you know what we could do? We could put you on limited radiation, and I'm going to have you... I'm going to create a new zone, actually. We're going to call this Area 1, because I'm really good with names. You, sir, are going to tidy up this nasty cave. I'm going to add it as a home zone. And that way, you're not building up extra radiation. You're just making something gross look nice. I'm not even going to attempt to paint this nicely. I'm just going to plop it down. So he should be... cleaning trash, yes. It sucks, but you know, it's what we gotta do. Another thought I had was to, down here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the corpses around. So, I'm not gonna allow any insect corpses except for mega scarabs. And then down here, up here rather, I'm not gonna allow mega scarabs. And the idea will be to try to butcher all the Mega Scarabs first, because they take up the most room. Oh, hired gun. Restrict you to do work all the time. And I suppose while I'm at it, I might as well do a bit of a health check. So Kazumi, you should be on no rads. Janes, your rads are a little high, so I'm going to put you on no rads as well. Poppy, you could run anywhere you want. It would not be an issue. Stormy, again, yeah, you could go wherever you want. Tony, same with you. 11, same with you. Sometimes the health check is just like, hey, you're not irradiated. Go get more irradiated. And then Cephalo, same with you. The reason to clean this up is just so that when we have a miner, it's just not so ugly. Normally I wouldn't do it, but hired gun needs to do something and be somewhere. And might as well be productive while he's banished. Is at least my thinking. Let's extend area 1 over here. There's some goo. Oh, he's puking. Oh, because he's irradiated. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, aggro. You are almost ready to go. All right, now let's set him to no rads and change his work restrictions back. And in fact, I'm going to... No, I'll keep the restrictions the way it is. All right, so his radiation really hasn't subsided much. But in crossing the gap, because it's nicely shoveled and all that, he didn't build up any additional rads. Which is good. Alright, aggro, you're resting without using a bedroll. That's got to be really, really sucky. So there are bits and pieces of this mountain that don't have overhead tile. I can mine those out because they're adjacent to overhead mountain, but it's something I should really carefully paint where I want to go, is I guess what I'm going to try to say. Because I really don't want to build up. I don't want to have my kill box ever have pieces of it that get you irradiated as you repair anything. Much like a power grid. But for a power grid, that's relatively unavoidable because when it comes down to power grids, you got to have solar power with a, roof access or whatever. But another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set no rads right on that uranium mine. Yes, you have to get a little radiated getting there, but I think the benefits outweigh the risks. So this door is here. Oh, that door got built. Did they dig through somewhere that I haven't seen? I think I need to put a door back here somewhere. Maybe right next to the light. So I am moving these bugs around just to... Ooh, hello, sapper. Really huge amount of sappers. Man, these raids are getting more and more ridiculous. That's not going to be an easy one to deal with. So aggro, get inside. Everybody else, these guys are sappers and they have doomsday launchers, so that's like super not cool. Now I'm not exactly sure how they're gonna. Oh, it looks like they're gonna sap right through here. I think what we have to do is just eye for an eye, doomsday launcher for a doomsday launcher. So let's take a look. They have some seriously good armaments and 2 doomsday launchers. Much like some previous raids. So I'm going to go outside, get shot at, and get irradiated, doing a quick health check. So she can't be outside for very long, but the other two can. The brawlers can. Lacey. Stormy. I don't. I'm brainstorming how to defend against this thing. It's not obvious. So this is their sat point here, I suppose. Because... no, maybe it isn't. If you're gonna stand there, this is so risky. Oh, was it worth the risk? So she lost an arm because of Splash, but everybody else is leaving. There was, I think you would call this a Pyrrhic victory. Yes, this was equivalent of a Pyrrhic victory, I would say. You fight me, I fight you, we all die, but I win. Oh boy. Alright, so that sucked. She's going to need a lot of medical attention. Aggro, how are you doing? I'm really glad he entered from the south. So, I know you're going to want to dump your stuff. What I'm going to have him do is build a pod and head home in a minute. Alright, there's a lot of good stuff out here that I can go grab and sell or whatever, including the weapon that I want. As far as prisoners go, I'm good not to add any additional. Hired gun, you're definitely going to be inside. Poppy, you don't have any radiation. So, Miss Poppy. Yeah, using Brawler like that, I'm sure there might have been more graceful ways to have defended myself from that attack, but it wasn't obvious to me what that would have looked like, which is why I just went for it the way I did and launched a Doomsday Launcher into their face, essentially. Alright, Kazumi, I want you to ditch the Doomsday Launcher. So it looks like we just traded 50% HP Doomsday Launcher for another 50% HP Doomsday Launcher. Stormy, I need you on deck ready to patch up Tony as fast as you can. She is really not doing well health-wise. Poppy is just moving stuff indoors for me. And then what I'll do is just burn up these guys with Molotovs. Oh, some of them might have... yeah, you have a shield belt. I'm going to strip you. Take your shield belt. You don't have anything I particularly want. What about you? No. Alright. Okay, so she is dead in 1 hour. Let's hope Stormy is ready to do the medicine stuff that we need. So that was pretty nasty. The defense worked out well, but ugh, came at a cost. Poppy, you are going to go Molotov them. Bulk goods trader flying overhead. Cool. All right. Poppy, that would actually be you once again. So let's go talk to the bulk goods. This turret can turn off. We struck silver ore. Oh, cool. There's a note of silver ore that I just had no idea about. Well, they have turkeys. If I wanted turkey eggs. I could sell them a lot of cloth. I'm growing a lot of cloth. The yayo. Yeah, of course. We definitely want to sell the yayo. And probably buy as much plasteel as we're able. I'm going to just... Selling clothing is also a really good way to make money, because I can just make the clothing back, especially if the clothing's made out of plain old cotton. So 123 plasteel in my favor. I kind of like that. Alright. Pop. Let's get out there and burn some corpses. Tony, how are you doing? You are alive. You know who saved your life, Tony? This Stormy did. Like 100%. Alright, Poppy, I don't want you standing here for too long. Yeah, it's a little cruel to be burning them while they're alive, but you know what? They came here with doomsday launchers. So, forget them. And that's a much easier way to deal with that situation. Alright, so as far as we're concerned down here, let's leave everything else here, the steel and all that, and bring this stuff home. Aggro just missed a fun event. Help you pot in here. Alright, let's add some limited radiation zones to allow the use and installation. Now, this Vanometric, I'll just put right there. I'll install right there. That's, pretty central to the base, I suppose. Alright, another thing I'm going to need to do is some marble pillars to hold up the mountain above us. Because some of these spots are getting a little far from their closest stability points. And then once... For now, I don't care what the pillars look like, but eventually I will make sure that the pillars work to our strategic defense advantages. Alright, so... Aggro, you are going to really need to make a whole lot of advanced components. We have need of a lot of that kind of stuff. Right, so I'm going to make you a, third tier doctor. Oh, that actually startled me. Physically, it startled me. It was that close to the base. Alright, let's finish off the silver ore. Done. Might as well haul the silverite. That was a pretty good trade. We have a lot of weapons out of it. I'll probably end up selling or smelting a lot of these weapons here. Kazumi. You had the, the Masterwork rifle. I'm going to do yet another shelf, copying the same, as all the other shelves. What are you view art? I'm going to have to fix this. View art while you're inside the bedroom. I never thought that if it was right by the door, they'd just stand there like that. That's kind of funny. Oh, poor Tony. I'm glad she survived. That obviously could have been a lot worse. As far as people's weapons go, I'm going to start prioritizing decent range over, DPS and stuff like that. The chain shotguns are great against bugs, but we're really, really, really good at killing bugs. And I would say, the weapons we need to fight people at range is probably, maybe not sniper range, because sniper rifles are so low DPS, but I would say assault rifles and charge rifles are probably going to be the most necessary. Alright, she got a disease, Stormy. I know, X's and all, but you're the doc on deck here, and I'm actually going to use meds for this. It's the torso, so it's not something that can be amputated or anything like that. I know a whole lot of you are probably wondering or worried about the melee smelting of that longsword, so I'll just disable longsword smelting so that plasteel doesn't go anywhere. And how else are we doing? Sort of tempted with Jane's to mine up that silver meteorite strike. But I think I'm going to hold off for now at least. Another disease. That's no surprise given how hard she was hit. And that's in her head. Oof. That's a bad one. Alright, we're back to uranium. That's good. Now, the amount of raiders that really like to attack from this spot, I really don't understand. I've never really seen it like that anywhere else, where they are constantly trying to breach the same corner of the map over and over. It's, really, I'm scratching my head. I don't know why that is. Bulk trader is gone. Let's switch the powers back around. That way any pod drops that target the beacon don't come down on our head. So that would be less good, more bad. Oh, weird. Not that worried about that. Oh, one thing I could do is I could also hook up the vanometric power cell to the backup batteries, so the backup batteries never lose charge. Okay, don't build roof out there like that. So let's go ignore roof areas. Yeah, that's a little better. What are you building roof? Stop. Here we go. Alright. There's some built roof that we needed to remove. Putting pillars up. Alright, never do hauling. Our 11's fully healed, so it's just Tony that is in bed rest. And we are giving her really high quality medical care and working towards that left arm that was torn off by the Doomsday Launcher. That was pretty gnarly. Down here, I'm going to copy the settings and paste the settings. But actually, let's go ahead and not allow sniper rifles. I just want Doomsdays down here in this bench there. Having a Doomsday nice and centered in the middle of the base was really great last attack, because I was able to very rapidly and effectively shoot at the enemies. And that would have been a lot harder to do if I had to run to go get a Doomsday Launcher. Another thing I should be on the lookout for is some shock lances, because shock lances are also really good at taking down the launchers as well. Oh, there's some go juice that never got shot up. Alright, another medical emergency. What are you doing out here so far? She is just... she doesn't... I don't know. She's weird. Alright, no rads for you. What route... where was she going? I don't even know. You'll be in the shame corner soon if you keep that up. So the hops have been planted. Good. The speed at which he mines is just silly compared to everyone else. I don't even know why I have other miners. All they're doing is slowing down the process, I think. Okay, so a boom rat has been named but not bonded. Okay. I should probably tame... Okay, they're already tamed up. Not insignificantly, too. So now I'm just removing everywhere that has overhead mountain, and then everything else can be limited zone, and we'll mine that up eventually. Alright, so a limited rad zone, I am going to actually include this whole kill box area. That doesn't mean I necessarily want them waltzing around out there, but there will be cases where I'm going to need to do repairs and the like, and it will be nice to have that whole zone set up. Oh, but Janes, you should not mine like that. Tony is still unconscious. That's been a long time. She's in extreme pain, so I can kind of understand it. Alright, so here's the bionic arm. Aggro. I'm going to get you hopped up on a little wake-up so that you, when she wakes up, she's not an amputee. Well, you know, she's a post-amputee. Basically, she gets her arm back. I think that's a nice, sweet thing to do, given her sacrifice. Meteorite came down, sandstone, not even a look. Nobody needs sandstone. Alright, her infection margins are looking really good because we've given her a lot of care. Our rice deficit looking also pretty good. Which means I'm going to turn this to psychoid, except for maybe some of it to hops. Rosie is pregnant. Oh boy, we're getting boom babies. I really don't want another scenario where we have a zillion little rats everywhere, just like we had chickens. So yeah, they might not... That female boom rat might not stick around too long. She might become a pet. You know, a pet for another colony. Given as a gift. Alright, so the bionic arm is done. We are just going to install it. What is it? Left arm? While she's asleep. Stormy, you're going to do that. You know, for someone who's an ex, hopefully there's a lesson to be learned here that life is short and you shouldn't, you know, it's too easy to die. You should stick together or something. I don't know. I don't know what the message should be. Alright, so we do need a bunch of legs as well. We need one for 11 so that she can regrow her nose without wasting a heal mech serum. And then there's a bunch of other people that need that sort of level of medical care as well. But that's about all the time I have, guys. So if you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, drop me a line. I wanted to thank Rob Rose, Terry Lynn, Stargate Productions, and Turtle Sandwich for their tips that went towards this episode, and your tips could be read live if you supply me a tip that I think is useful enough to mention. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all later. Adios.